All right, we live.
Why your cup so filled up?
Because
What's going on, everybody? It's your girl Shannon,
it's your man Terrence J.
and this is
The last podcast.
the last podcast.
You was slow on the draw now.
Very slow. Okay,
Yeah.
and why was this the last podcast, Terrence J?
Well, because depending on what we say or what we do, this could quite possibly be
The last podcast.
There
All
you
right.
go. There you
Woo.
go. We on there. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. All right. We getting there. What's happening, man? I said, what's happening?
Oh, nothing
Yeah,
at all.
you.
I
Yeah.
didn't know we were doing the show tonight. I thought we were just here for the drinks.
Listen, make sure you follow us on Facebook. It is the last
You so
podcast one.
You so fake.
On Instagram, it is _ the last
Last
podcast. On TikTok, it is the last podcast. And we are streaming live on YouTube at the
Yay.
last podcast show. So make sure that if you're watching this on YouTube, that you give us a shout out. Make sure you
Yes.
subscribe to our page. If you see this, also give us a comment so we can know that you're watching on YouTube also.
Yes, please, and thank you.
Yeah, we appreciate you guys for migrating over to that platform, because eventually we might stop this Facebook thing and go straight YouTube, because we're trying to monetize. All right.
We are. We
Yeah,
need some. We need
yes.
some.
Eggs are getting very high.
And
Okay.
yeah, and measles and bird flu and avian flu and
I
planes
heard
are
something's
falling-
going on with the chicken.
Yeah,
But I ain't never heard a chicken hurt a black man. Okay. That's the black man's steak. Chickens cannot hurt a black. It's in the Bible somewhere that chickens cannot hurt black people. So I don't care what type of flu you got. We have been made to be able to digest.
Okay, RFK.
Whatever that is.
RFK said that black people have special.
Yes. And you know what? As we get into the show, that was sent to me by a buddy of mine who thinks that RFK is going to eradicate all this stuff. And I said, do you know how dangerous that is to put out there that black people are so much more better than everybody else? I said, because
They already think that we can
sustain anything.
Yeah, and that when we go in for pain management, that our pain management is high, our pain tolerance is higher, and so we get under medicated, under diagnosed. RFK, that is extremely so dangerous.
Yeah.
And
but he thinks it's a good thing. But again, you're talking about somebody who does not understand about the problems that black people have inside of a hospital, especially a black woman when she's going for childbirth and things like that. And so when he sends me this stuff, and I'm like, oh, okay, you some stuff you shouldn't send, because it kind of highlights your ignorance on the whole situation.
Do you call them out on their ignorance?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, but then I take a page out of your book. Like, oh, okay, all right, whatever.
Yeah, Once I okay you, that means that you have said I have exhausted. I'm at the end of my dumbness with you. You have said the dumbest shit, and I cannot go on, because I'm going to lose brain cells. So I just okay.
Yeah, and while we're saying that, let's give you our disclaimer.
We will still be. That's not our disclaimer, but we will still be friends after the show. Right there.
Yeah.
We will still be friends after the show, no matter. Why are you looking at me like that, weirdo? We will still be friends after the show, no matter what is said, no matter what is done, no matter how he just gazes at me longingly.
Pause.
Like I'm a chicken.
What I'm doing, sorry.
Well, you just got to talking about chicken, and you looking at me like, oh, crispy.
You know what? I'm not finna say what I.
You better not, because I got them ready, lock and loaded. Because I listen. I made sure that I was really nice last week. I was, and you have to agree, I was nice last week.
You were.
I'm trying to be nice this week.
Okay, all right. So you finish our disclaimer.
Fix that. If you are our unofficial disclaimer. If you are easily offended by fat shaming or fat person, you know what? At this point, just be easily offended, because you're going to be offended by a lot of stuff. However, at least you will be educated here. You will laugh a little bit. You may be a little offended. You may say, I don't know, this may possibly be the last podcast. However, stay here. Stay, share, subscribe, like, do all those things. Do all of those things that we ask you to do day in and day out, week after week, because yeah, we want the views. We're not here just because we look good. I mean, I look good.
I look good. Say something. Say something. Okay, that's what I thought. So anyway,
No, I'm not gonna do it.
appreciate you guys for understanding what the disclaimer is and what the rules are. We had to get rid of the house rules from the beginning so you guys know what's going on, so
Yeah.
people can stop be like, "Yo, y'all okay?
Oh my
Yeah,
God!
we're fine."
After we've done this podcast for how many years now?
Almost
About 5 years.
Yeah.
Okay. Why do y'all still inbox us individually and collectively and say, "Oh my God, listen"? First of all, what y'all see on camera, this is the nice stuff.
This is very tame. Yeah, some of the shit that gets said off air, it's bad, right? I mean, real bad. So we give you guys the tame version.
You know what I haven't done though lately?
What is that?
I haven't picked a fight with you in the inbox and then just go quiet, go ghost.
You have not.
I have not.
No, it's because you don't respond to shit in the inbox with me no more.
Yeah,
and that's really straining our friendship because I'm sending you memes.
What's straining our friendship is that belt. Go ahead.
Really?
No,
really?
Go ahead. We were having a moment.
You come here with a fresh hair hat on.
It's not fresh. It's actually old.
I know because I see the braids.
Okay.
And it's fresh this week.
At least I have a hairline. Go ahead.
Well, can we see it?
It don't matter. It's there.
Yeah.
No, the question is, can we see yours? We can't see your hairline, but we can see your waistline. Go ahead.
You remember somebody said, "I cut my hair." Anyway, listen, inside joke. Hey, let's get before we do that, we got to start out. We're gonna talk about the blackout, right?
Yeah.
There's a blackout going on February 28, 2025, where I don't know who asked us to do that, or was this just a collective thing that
I think it was just a collective thing that Black people got together and said to show and to stand in solidarity to show how powerful we are. We are. There would be no purchasing of anything unless you really need to get like medical supplies, prescription medicine, stuff like that. We understand. However, they are calling for a national economic blackout day on the 28th of February.
Yeah.
TJ doesn't think that this is going to work.
Well, no, because when we get to talking about just one day, I know that anytime it's kind of like a winter storm. People go out and pre-buy. If you go out and pre-buy stuff, or as soon as it's over, you go back and post-buy the same amount or more that you was going to spend from that one day, they still get the money. It's the over a long period of time when we strategically choose things to say we're not going to do, kind of like we've done with Target, right? Happens when you talk about the bus boycotts.
Let him use you.
Let him use you.
You're thinking about donuts right now, but it's okay. It's okay, Pete.
I was not.
Oh, my bad.
I was not.
Oh.
And while you was tapping my back, I saw your chicken fry arm slapping. So,
you sitting up here looking like a big ass powdered donut. You like the powdered donut inside the package. This the package. This is the top of the package. You just open up the package.
Can I finish my point?
My bad.
When we have a boycott over a long period of time, then we really show our economic power, right? And so I think if we do this to show, hey, this what it could look like, is great. But I think we also have to have some very intentional things that we just really lock in on and say we're not going to do over a long period of time to really cripple that. When we start crippling economies and other businesses, to let them know like, yo, we ain't fooling with you no more, then that's when we start to get it and understand they will have to come back to the table, kind of like the people at Target have went back because of all the money they've lost.
Target lost $15.7 billion, and the stakeholders, the shareholders are like, yeah, y'all lied to us about the result of these initiatives. You are trying to impress people over here, and these are the people who actually, yes.
Yeah, because you understand this. Your rural people who's talking about voting for Trump, ain't no Target in their damn neighborhood, no way. So they don't shop at Target. So the thing is, when you have a store like Target that has a price point that's maybe a little bit higher.
Yeah, so Target should have actually looked at that. because you have Walmart shoppers and you have Target shoppers. And black people who shop at Target usually are black people who are middle class, upper to middle class black people. They have jobs, they're gainfully employed. They like to go to Target for the Target experience. It's not a Walmart thing. There's certain lotions, certain body washes you can get at Target that you're not going to find at Walmart. I'm speaking, from experience. So
Big body to wash. She know about body wash.
too bad you don't.
That's a lie. Okay, keep going.
So while they were gunning to satisfy Trump and his racist initiatives, they forgot one thing. We are the buying source, and not just black people. People who are not for this bullshit that is going on. And I like to think that it's more of us than it is of them. And I know the media likes to portray like everybody white has voted for Trump, but there are a lot of angry white people who hate what's going on right now, who are either middle or left, or who were to the right, but not so far to the right. And they're like, you know what? We didn't ask for all of this. All we wanted was for our gas prices to be lowered. We wanted um to be able to receive our payroll, our check, buy some food, put some in the bank, go and do a vacation or something. We didn't ask for all of this. So collectively it was a bad decision. But anyway, so February 28th, we will see if you Coonshites will comply or not, but we will see. I don't have anything to worry about because that's a Tuesday and I only leave my house twice a week. One is to come to this show.
Yeah, and we appreciate you.
I listen.
Yeah, we do. We appreciate you.
Good. If y'all only knew.
It's an ordeal, but we get you here. All right. But okay, so then we got to get into the talk of the town. What everybody's been talking about was Kendrick Lamar at the halftime of the Super Bowl. His performance, it's kind of been hit with a lot of mixed reviews. There's a lot of people who say it was the worst. Some people say it was the greatest. Some people say there were great messages. Some people say that they weren't looking for a message. They wanted to be just entertained and not have to sit there and go through and look for the message. But it has been a topic of conversation, and I know Shannon has been posting about this a lot and talking about this and really talking about just the greatness of what he did. And I think she went as far as say this is better than Prince's halftime.
You ain't never heard me say that.
So I'm
Stanley Earl. One thing I do, I ain't gonna lie. I may tell you a joke, but I ain't gonna tell you a lie.
I ain't gonna tell you a lie. So
Stanley Earl.
Kendrick Lamar, your thoughts?
I think Kendrick Lamar. I think this performance itself was a masterpiece. But let me just say this: I am extremely biased because I have been a Kendrick Lamar fan since 2012. I believe it's around that time. I always like link it to where I was working. So at the time I was working for HMS. So yeah, that's about it. I love Kendrick Lamar, but I feel like even if I did not like Kendrick Lamar, just my way of thinking and what I gravitate to, I would have loved the show anyway because it was filled with so much symbolism. And I think my first post about it was this is symbolism personified, and it was regardless of if you liked it or not. And I will say this: could his energy could have been a little higher? Yes. Kendrick has a different type of energy. I also feel like that the camera angles did not really accurately portray like the the imagery that I think was missing, that a lot of people probably did not get to see just watching it straight out. Once it was broken down and kind of dissected and analyzed, and then all the messages started coming out, a lot of people were like, oh, okay, I get it. I have watched this performance maybe 25 times, possibly 30. I love it. I am a very petty person. If you don't know me in real life or fake life, I love a good pettiness. I love a good petty moment. The whole performance was a good petty moment, but not petty in the way that you think. Not petty for Drake. We already know that that's a given. But this was a whole protest in front of America on America's night. And a little short black man from Compton did it. And the imagery of Samuel L. Jackson being Uncle Sam to me was beautiful. The imagery of the PlayStation controller with the jail cell inside was beautiful. The imagery of the red, white, and blue flag being split down the middle was beautiful. Um, I really I get it, black people, you want to be entertained. I know you niggas love to be, you love shuck and jive and you love some step and fetch it. But I will say this. Can we just celebrate for one moment that this was the blackest Super Bowl performance we have ever seen since Beyonce got up there dressed as a whole Black Panther and made us get in formation. We have not had anybody really do a call to action performance like this on a scale this big um on America's night, right? Because this is America's night. Nobody else in the world is, we have FIFA and all that. Nobody else in the world is having the Super Bowl but America. And white America thinks that they own the Super Bowl. Not really sure why, since the majority of the players are black. But the fact that white America is saying, I cannot believe that this was the halftime performance. There were no white dancers in the whole thing. I thought y'all didn't like DEI, but that's a different story. And so, the white tears are overflowing and they can actually drown or choke on them. And then there's us, the blacks, who did not like it for whatever reason. And I'm not even here to try to challenge what you like and what you don't like. But what I am going to say is sometimes we need to put aside the need for wanting to be entertained and figure out what's going on. Look at the message and take from that and help go out and build on those messages, right? I think there was a lot of imagery that was missed because we wanted to be licked like a lollipop. I know everybody wanted, Lil Wayne, Juvenile, and that would have been a great, homage to them since they were in New Orleans. But first of all, Kung Fu Kenny, that's Kendrick Lamar, he gonna do it his way regardless. He does not care about your feelings. Clearly, he doesn't care about your feelings. Um, and if you've never seen a Kendrick Lamar performance, then maybe that's on you. Because if you're expecting something other than what he gave, then you were sadly mistaken. I mean, go back and look at his other performances. They are just as I don't want to say controversial, but they are, you know, symbolism personified. I don't know how else to put it into words. I mean, but I thought it was a masterpiece. I thought it was magnificent. It was a highest watched. He surpassed Michael Jackson, and the numbers that he got. It took Usher a year to get.
You need to pause on that though. I mean, he surpassed Michael Jackson
In views.
The views in 1991.
It doesn't matter. You can still pull it up right now.
I understand, but in views of what they were talking about, views of watched on the let's not do Mike like that, right?
I mean,
the population and the amount of people who could watch it.
My question is why even stop and make? I mean, if that's a fact, that's a fact.
I mean, but it says if people say like Kevin Hart sold more than Eddie Murphy. Well, it was different time. It was just a different amount of people. It's just a whole nother story. But I'm just saying, listen, we ain't gonna see no Mike like that. All right.
So everybody's saying that this is whatever. And so everybody's saying that this is the worst halftime show ever. Clearly, y'all didn't watch the Super Bowl when the Who performed. That was the worst. Okay, I remember that.
On the weekend, that was terrible.
I don't remember the weekend.
Yeah, it was bad. I was like, I don't get none of this. I got that even less than this one. I
When
was
did
like,
The Weeknd perform?
it's about 4 or 5 years ago.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I only remember remember Beyonce and Bruno Mars, and that was supposed to be Coldplay's. It was their performance.
Well, you know, the thing is that
Prince,
for
of
the
course.
for the so some of the things you said, so I'm a go in on like we got to be real about some of this stuff when we say, "Oh man, white people think they own the Super Bowl." They do. I don't care about the amount of black people who do it. The billionaires own the NFL. Like some stuff when we talk about it, like we got to tell the truth about it. They do own it. Okay, we don't. The people getting the checks ain't like the people that's writing the checks. The thing is that when we look at this and we talk about the symbolism and the stuff that we saw, um I appreciate Kendrick for saying, "Hey, this is the message that I want to put out, and this is how I want to do it." And he went out and he did it. I don't know if it's necessarily like I've heard people say, "Well, it's a message to America." I was like, "Well, in order to have a message to America, it has to be a message that was able to be disseminated by America." And
No,
I don't
that
think
is
America
total bullshit.
I don't think America got it.
What? But that doesn't mean it wasn't a message to America.
Well, if I
America also
if
just
I walk
voted
in a
Donald
black
Trump in as
if
the president.
but listen,
Are
no,
we
listen what I'm
really?
saying.
Are we
If
really
I
talking about?
if I walk into a black church speaking Spanish, is my message received? No,
But
it's not.
he wasn't speaking Spanish. He
But
was
but
speaking
but
English. Your analogy does not
no,
is falling dead
he was
here.
speaking a foreign language to the people who would not see it. For those of us who live this every day and know, we saw images and we said, "Oh yeah, you know, we see it and we understand it." But there were so many people, even black people, saying like, I don't know if I got it. And I've listened to the other side that said, well, we don't know what was going on, so we have no idea. So what I'm saying is sometimes it's incumbent upon the communicator to make sure the message is communicated.
His streams and his ticket sales have say otherwise.
I mean so. That's everybody who performed. The Who, you say they was worse. The Who ticket sales goes up. Everybody goes up.
I don't think the Who ticket sales went up. I
bet if you get on, the reason people do the Super Bowl for free is because they know their streams and their Super Bowl sales. The Who got on the Super Bowl because they had fans. So let's not act like you on the Super Bowl.
The Who got in the Super Bowl because they had fans. The act before them was too black, and
guess what?
And they tried to make it white, and they never. After that, we didn't have.
But guess what? They had fans, and that's why they was on there. But the thing is,
fans, and that's why he's here.
Exactly, he has fans, and so the thing is that, you know, I don't.
You didn't get the symbolism.
When I watched it. First of all, I missed the Black Twitter memo to say that I was supposed
Nobody
to be
does
watching
Black
it
Twitter anymore.
I'm just using a figure of speech. They didn't put it on him and TikTok, okay, that I was supposed to be watching it for like the symbolism, right? And so I'm watching it, and I'm watching like I do every Super Bowl halftime, and I'm comparing it against the Mikes and the Prince and the Beyonce and the Ushers. Like, hell, what is this performance like? So I wasn't looking to say, oh, what was this and what was that? What was this? That just was not my mindset when I was going into it. It wasn't until after, and when people started to say, hey, well, this was that, and it was a prison yard. I was like, oh, I didn't know it was a prison yard. Oh, this is a PlayStation game. Oh, I didn't look at say, what does this mean when I watched it? It just what my mindset when I was watching it. But again, what your message wanted to be, you went out there and did that. You gonna always rank high in my book when you have an agenda and you go and you make it happen. So salute to Kendrick for putting his message out. And then what happens is people went back and they started saying, well, this is this. And really, I mean, it's not a really official like description, but people have went in and kind of made their own inferences like this was this, this was that. And they make sense when you see the imagery. And again, for him to go out and say, hey, I have a message behind my music, and this is what the message I wanted to produce. And you say, oh, okay, well, that makes sense. Okay, that makes sense. So salute to him for being able to go out there and do that.
His Gloria jacket also.
His what?
His jacket says Gloria on it. It's a You gotta be a fan to understand it, but go ahead.
Okay, I don't know. Glory is.
We know.
But the thing is, he got his message across because guess what? What was not seen or what was not understood like during the show, and like it's hard to categorize with the cameras to get everything that you want because of the stage is so big. But the replay of it, because we are in the age of now, social media and internet, we can go back and rewatch this thing again and say, oh, this was that, this was that. So salute to him for being able to do that. I'm watching it and seeing it from the original onset. I was like, okay, it's cool. I was like, man, I wish he had did this. I wish he had did. We gonna be all right. We didn't get, what is it, poetic? I can't remember the other name of the song. I was like, oh, we didn't get this, we didn't get that. So once it was over, I was like, all right, back to the game. Hopefully Kansas City come back. And it wasn't until I got back
Why did you
online.
want Kansas City to win?
Why?
Yeah, you weren't rooting for the black quarterback?
Well, it was two black quarterbacks playing.
No.
You ever seen his daddy? He black.
His daddy don't know he black.
His daddy don't know who black.
His
daddy's a real Negro.
Mm.
Yeah. So, but it was two black quarterbacks playing. And here's the thing: this is not 1991. This is not 1991 anymore. So I'm not like, oh, this goes black quarterback. And also, here's another thing. I want Patrick Mahomes to beat Tom Brady. He's the closest thing we're able to get to overdo Tom Brady. So,
who is we?
People who are wanting somebody to surpass Tom Brady. And also, here's the thing: I'm a Cowboys fan. I don't like the Eagles. I don't give a shit who's playing for them. Shit, Farrakhan could be playing for the Eagles. And the hell with you, Farrakhan, if you play for the Eagles, because I don't like the Eagles because I'm a Cowboy fan. So I wasn't going for the black quarterback because he played for the Eagles. Now he played for another team, I would have. So I root in Super Bowl interest according to my Cowboy fandom, and I don't like the Eagles. So I listen. Well, when it comes to the Cowboys, I'm Cowboys, and then I'll go Issa Rae, root for everybody black after that. But again, it was two black quarterbacks that were playing.
It must be hard being a Cowboys fan, but we'll talk about that
later. Anyway, it is hard being a Cowboys fan.
Shout out to Kendrick Lamar, K. Dot, Kung Fu Kenny. I enjoyed it immensely. I feel like you had a masterpiece. You put a masterpiece together, and you know what? It is okay. Everybody don't like everybody, but I feel like you did your thing, and I enjoyed it immensely. So shout out to Kendrick. And listen, that intro to They Not Like Us, chef's kiss.
And and so I wanted to say this also when when he was doing the song, they not like us with Drake. I was really, the whole thing was he was gonna do They Not Like Us. It was going to be to Drake. So I really was going there like, okay, this is going to be his opportunity.
The song he was going to do.
Not the only song, but this was going to be the big thing where he does Drake. And also, here's another caveat to the whole thing. So Lil Wayne couldn't perform in the Super Bowl because, see, we got to remember who picks the Super Bowl.
Jay-Z.
Mm-hmm. Jay-Z has always had a beef with Drake. And Jay-Z knew if Lil Wayne would go out there, he was going to bring Drake. So Kendrick got the nod because he knew Kendrick was going to do the song.
My question is, how come the black community itself don't have a problem with Drake? It really, I have such a disdain for Drake. And I'm like, how come we can't see? How come nobody can see what I see?
But you have a disdain for a lot of people.
I have a disdain for I have a disdain for people who cosplay black lives, who cosplay black culture, black experiences, and then go back to his cozy side and be who he's going to be. This is not who Drake is. Drake is a gimmick, and he has made money off of cosplaying black culture. And all he has to do is say something shitty over a tight hook and a nice beat, and I'm like, when do we stand up and say we need to safeguard our culture better than what we're doing?
We won't even safeguard it within our culture. First of all, if we're going to like For the people talking, for the people, for like you talking about Drake.
I hate that analogy too, because because we all have internal, right? Get rid of the outside first, and then let's come in but
the outside couldn't come in if the inside was right.
Clearly.
So we can't even judge the outside because we don't even know how to judge on the inside.
Oh, we can judge the outside.
No, we can't, because we don't know the difference. And also, you got to understand that when we look at,
don't you see that's the problem?
No, what I'm saying is, because we ain't focused on the inside. What they say, take care of home first, right? So anybody can say something over a tight hook, and you be detrimental to our society, to our culture,
like Sexyy Red,
and we will just let them ride,
like Sexyy Red.
Well, listen. Here's the thing: we have heard so many people when they talk about. We look on our radio, there's drugs, there's killing, there is, female degradation, there's all this stuff. And guess what? It is in our music 100%. Mm-hmm. I've listened to the pop station one day for like 20 minutes, and I went to the urban station, and I just counted the amount of times I heard the word love on the pop station versus on ours. There was no mention of love on ours, and I heard 10 times love was mentioned on just random songs they was playing. We don't even do that on our own. Mm-hmm. So how do we go through and say, that's not right, when I don't know you the closest to me and you're not right? And then I won't say nothing to you. So now if I won't say nothing to you, I definitely won't say nothing to nobody else, because now I'm like, okay, so I got to come back and say something to you then.
So when do we stop being scared? When do we stop being scared and start calling out everybody?
That's a whole nother conversation.
I mean, let's get to it.
But
let's start with Drake.
But we started, it's hard for us to call out people because, grandma used to always tell you, don't call out your cousin, don't call out your uncle.
Grandma. My grandma ain't never told me not to call out no damn body. I didn't grow up like that. I grew up with a realist.
Well,
clearly
for a lot of people,
and
Uncle and Auntie, we never called them out.
It's time to stop the semantics and the bullshit, right? It is so time. And as a matter of fact, since we sitting down and we resting, we need to use this time to do some self-introspective, right? And say to ourselves, people like Drake do not belong in our culture. Stop it. Because Drake is a Trojan horse for people like who? Sexyy Red, who is, by definition, us, right? Okay, so when do we stop with, well, how can we do it? Stop talking about how come we can't do it. Do it. Start calling out the bullshit, because that's what it is. Drake is a culture vulture. Drake has made so many songs talking about Black women, the degradation of Black women, and then go procreate with a strong-faced white woman. All these Black women who he's been with, he'll make a diss song about them when he's finished, but he don't say nothing about strong-faced Lisa. He plants all of this bullshit in his songs and markets it to us as a community, and we eat that shit up. Aren't we tired of that? I know I am.
But here's the other side. Who was Drake's biggest audience? Who was his target audience? It was ladies. Like, he didn't appeal to dudes. Always had something
it doesn't matter. I don't care who it is, ladies or men. When do we stop? Stop pointing the finger. Who's the target? It don't matter who the target. Black people, we're the target audience. And it's time for us to stop. It's time for us to say, you know what? We're not taking this bullshit anymore. We've celebrated thug life. We've celebrated bitches and hoes, pimping, gin and juice. When do we stop and say we are so tired of this?
Let me hold you accountable on that right there, right? Because I've told you about this before. You said we celebrated the bitches and hoes, right?
You told me about what?
So when we go to turn away from that, and I say, I don't want to call her no bitch and hoe. Hey, queen. Oh, I can't stand calling me queen.
Call me. My name
I don't know your damn name.
Okay, excuse me, ma'am. But and
ma'am might offend you.
If a woman doesn't
smiling at you, a smile might offend you.
If a woman doesn't want to be called queen, what
I'm saying is you hate it when I call you
offended by that.
No, what I'm saying is you hate it when I try to go away from that.
Because you are conflating what
I'm not conflating
you
anything.
are conflating this out. But here's my thing. I'm gonna bring it back to what I was saying initially. We need to stop allowing these people to come into our culture and bastardize our culture. Okay, we have allowed it to go on for a long time. And once we get that out of the way, come back into our culture and then clean up what the hell is going on.
All right. So speaking of our culture,
oh my
you
God.
got your man Kanye.
I'm finna leave. I'm finna get the fuck out. I can't do it. I can't
Kanye
do it.
West. Listen, Kanye West came with a bunch of t-shirts with some swastikas on them.
listen.
A black man came out with a shirt with some swastikas on them.
He said, I'm a Nazi now. He is a Nazi. He said he was a Nazi.
Okay, help me. He's a Nazi. Nazi
said,
wanted to purify the race that makes the
Aryan
white,
race.
The Aryan race and make them all white. That's what he is.
Yes, and he said that Hitler was his boy. He felt like him and Hitler would have. Hitler would even wasted the gas chamber on your ass.
Somebody else said something on the last show. It's on record. You said something on the last show. Speaking of saying,
no, about Adolf Hitler.
Yeah, we're not gonna repeat it. Don't repeat it.
My what you call it to Adolf Hitler and Kanye's is different. Okay, I am not a Nazi. I don't want to be a Nazi. Okay, I like history. I like historical figures, especially the ones who are really bad, because it's very interesting how one person can get a whole continent to do his bidding. He's bad. Okay. But Kanye, let me just say this. We already know why Kanye is spiraling out of control, because the spotlight is not on him. Kung Fu Kenny, K-Dot, Kendrick Lamar, has gotten way too much accolades these last couple of months. Okay, really last year. And it's bubbling up, and he's been kind of circling, the carcass here for a little bit, and he used the Grammys to get his funny looking square face naked wife, and they walked, and then they got in the car and left. He called Don Lemon a coon. Don Lemon said, "Oh, I'm a coon." He got this website. And it was selling all swastika. It's only selling one item, and that was a white shirt with a swastika on it. And it's what, $21?
Listen.
He also said that I probably shouldn't repeat this.
Don't do it.
No. He said that
I'm gonna never monetize.
He said that. He said that. He said fat bitches are sexual offenders, because when he see them, he's sexually offended. He's sexually offended, and that if
can they file charges on you?
I don't know. He said that if you are a man who likes a fat bitch, usually you're broke. Those were his words. But hey, and none of my people I've ever been with have been broke, so that's not true.
He might be talking about just opposed to what his money is, but
this is true. But I mean, Lizzo got a man and he ain't broke.
Listen, Kanye West. All right.
Buffy got a man and she ain't.
We should have talked about the big girl that sued Uber.
I don't want to talk about her. I'm with Kanye now.
Anyway, you see, she went on the Breakfast Club and she did the sectional.
Yeah, and she's about. That's why I'm talking about accommodating, ma'am. They push that section over there to be funny. Like read the room. You are not laughing with them. You're being laughed at.
I heard she came up there on the bike too.
Shut up, Terrence.
Okay, anyway, so Kanye.
Let me say this. About a year and a half, 2 years ago, a lot of you slow coonshites try to make us believe that when Kanye really started spiraling, y'all try to make us believe that what he was doing was genius. This is genius. And it was, the majority was black men, and we'll touch on that later. Y'all wanted us to believe so bad that this man spiraling out of control was genius. Oh, he y'all playing checkers, he playing chess. No, what he was doing was having a manic episode. This is called behavioral health. Kanye West is a person who he needs medical attention for mental and behavioral health issues. Let's stop calling Kanye West a genius. And a genius said what? Because how many good albums did Kanye West, just tell the truth, did he have?
How many good albums he had? The College Dropout. He had the second college one. I think he had was it 808?
Let him use you.
He had I remember, I can recall 3 or 4.
I don't remember hearing anything from Kanye that made me say, damn, this dude is a genius.
Oh, College Dropout was classic.
College Dropout,
one of the best albums.
It was good.
It was probably one of the best.
It was not good enough for me to keep giving him a pass for what he's doing present day.
I mean, that's your choice, but I mean, you think one of R. Kelly's album is good enough to give him a pass to go buy his concert, listen to his music for what we know he did? So it's just your choice.
Who think that?
You wouldn't jam R. Kelly? You wouldn't go see R. Kelly in concert?
No, I would not.
But you still playing?
Yeah, I still playing, but I wouldn't go see him in concert.
Okay, but if you stream his music, if he had money going to him, you would still support his music, right? Because that's a choice. What I'm saying is,
if he came out with new music, would I support him?
If he came hot from Cell Block 1,
no, I wouldn't.
You want to listen?
And actually, I haven't really listened to a R. Kelly song maybe in some years. That I actually went and played an R. Kelly song in years. No,
but here's the thing. There's a lot of people right now. If he came out right now, he was going to be at Club Blue, they would be there.
But those are the same people who think that Kanye West is a genius.
Not necessarily. All I'm saying is, here's the thing about Kanye.
You love to conflate different.
Here's the thing about Kanye. Conflate the word of the day.
Here's
the thing about Kanye. Here's the thing about Kanye.
Conflated.
Kanye is looking and searching for attention. He had, like I said, the stunt when he pulled with his wife coming out naked and all this other stuff. Kanye is looking for attention, and Kanye is looking at Kendrick like, "Yo, you killed the dude that I've been trying to kill and haven't been able to do it, right?" And so I think Kanye is like, "Damn."
Which is Drake.
I need to come out and do something and get my views, get my numbers, and get my stuff up. And here's the thing. I think looking at Kanye in the stuff that he has done, when we look at him as a producer, Kanye is top 5, top 10, what you would call him. You look at him and some of the songs he put out. I mean, his songs is what it is. So we're just looking at him as an artist and a producer outside of all the other stuff. And we almost gotta look at Kanye like we look, AD and BC before his mom's death and after, right? But we also look at what he did for Nike with his shoes and what he did for Adidas and like how his fashion style and icon, as weird as we thought, he had all these people buying these slave looking clothes and sandals and flip flops. However he did it, he had the influence for a while, right? But right now, you're watching him and it's a sad state. It's a very sad state to be able to watch somebody that the potential they have, and you talked about one day Willow Smith being able to be this free weird kid, Jaden. Right? Is Jaden? Yeah, Jaden being able to be this free weird kid. Kanye is that weird kid. He didn't really fit into a lot of situations, and when you watch that potential of how his artistry could have been used. And we see, because remember, he was the one we were cheering on when he said George Bush didn't like black people. We were like, yeah, he said this on TV. That same guy
that same guy's now a Nazi.
Exactly. And so now we're like, the potential of where you were, I think, is what we hold on to sometimes.
I don't like potential. Once I realized what potential was, I don't even use that word anymore, because potential is only what you would do if you had that opportunity, right? Potential, yeah. Because when we see potential, we see what we would do if we had that opportunity.
Okay, so, but I don't know if that works in all situations, because LeBron coming out of high school, his potential to be the greatest That's what potential is. Kobe potential. Though when we look at athletes or we look at artists and saying, "Yo, the potential." Right now, people are saying Kendrick.
He was the greatest. He came
no,
out.
He wasn't the greatest. He's still not the greatest. But his potential. What? Kobe? No, Kobe is not better than Jordan. LeBron is not better than Jordan, but the potential what we saw.
One of the greatest,
yeah. But not the greatest. Like people were saying the greatest. But look at Kendrick right now. You got people saying he has potential to surpass Tupac, right? Kendrick. So people are saying the potential because of the trajectory. We have to almost project on the trajectory that you're going on to be able to see what we think you might be. Not necessarily what we would do, but the way we see you doing it.
Do you think right now do you think Kanye can come back from where he is right now? Or do you think Kanye has pushed away too far?
No, Kanye cannot come back right now because I don't think Kanye would ever.
I'll be trying to set it up.
What?
You just
I missed. I'm sorry.
A good segue is why can't Kanye come back? Because he done pissed off who? The Jews.
You know what? But oh man, watch this. So when I say he can't come back, I believe that he cannot, and I don't like the word humble, but Kanye cannot humble himself enough. His ego is so out of the box to where he can't come back and say, yo, black people, I messed up. I was going through this. This is what I'm going through.
No.
What?
Black people will take Kanye back in a heartbeat. Just the smallest amount of contrition. We would be like, oh my God, Kanye, you're back, our black genius. No, I'm not talking about us.
You talking about in general?
We are the most loving, forgiving people on the planet. That's not matter how much you shitted on us.
No, but watch this though. Watch this.
When's the last time Kanye's been with a black woman?
But check this.
Okay.
If Kanye came back and was able to get back in our graces, Kanye could sell those shoes again, which make him a commodity, which would the other people would say, yo, we not going to turn down them black dollars. That's what I'm saying. He can't even come back to us because he can
humbled himself,
but he won't.
Black people would accept
but
him,
he won't.
But he won't.
He
won't because he does not believe that black people are a class of people that he needs to impress.
And can I give y'all this before we move on? Understand the plot. The plot is once we elevate you.
He's a new OJ.
Once we elevate you, other people come to separate you, to platform
bars,
to put you on a certain situations, right? Once they do that and they elevate you to, I should say, sorry, when they put you on a platform and they make you turn against the people who elevated you, then they show you that they have no need for you and they know you can't go back to your base. You cannot be lifted up past where you get elevated from. Remember that. Anytime you see these people start to go through and hit other plateaus, they start to turn their back and then they're like, oh, you're better than us? We the one that put you up here. Remember, we are the ground floor. We're the one that would keep you propped up. You go somewhere else, it's only to remove you from your base. And once you get removed from your base, you have no power. So with that being said,
in response,
now we get all of the actors. We get
all
the Jewish actors. Even Drake was in there on this one. Drake was in on this one.
Not Aubrey Graham, the Canadian from Canada.
Yeah, you had all of the Jewish actors and musicians and Lenny Kravitz and all them wearing the shirt that said F Kanye, right?
But the star, don't forget, with the Star of David in the middle, because you got to know we Jewish.
Yeah. So the thing is that they have come out, and I was asking Shannon, have we had a come together like big time media push on somebody that we say
wearing white t-shirts with a
you offended our culture, and we're gonna let you know, because if we know how we follow the celebrity culture. If the celebrity culture came out and said, yo, you offended our culture and we ain't with it, and we're gonna ask everybody to get behind us, and we know they will. Have we done that against anybody?
No.
Will we do that against anybody?
No, because we like to be liked, and we like to be we don't even this. Here's what makes me so pissed off about Black people. We are the only ones, Black Americans, because we're very different from everybody else who's Black. We're the only ones on the planet, this planet, the planet that God created, that does not know how powerful and unique and special we are. We act like we do, but we really don't. And if we did, this would be. And then his boy, wasn't it his boy at one point?
I don't know. But you know what? This is what I want to say, and I'm gonna circle back real quick to the Kendrick, right?
This is just a still shot. You didn't.
Yeah, no, I didn't get the video. Okay. No,
because y'all go look at. I mean, it's not funny. It's just.
But let me circle back to the
Bloomberg is standing up. David Schwimmer comes out.
Yeah.
Lenny Kravitz does his little dreads, and everybody's Kanye. Now the black urge in me wants so bad to go and say he's one of us. How dare y'all? You see how that works?
Mm-hmm.
Man, that's hard.
And so to circle back real quick to the Kendrick thing, like when I was talking about, like I appreciated him having a message he put out, and he wanted to do it, and that's what he did on whatever stage he is. I'm gonna do it my way. Mm-hmm. What gets lost on me is the this after the Kendrick performance, right?
It really dark.
I get this gets lost. All this talking gets lost. Kendrick showed this. Kendrick called to action this. Kendrick did this. Kendrick did that. And I'm like, you know what Kendrick did? Kendrick performed, because y'all ass ain't gonna do shit after Kendrick performed. Listen, we just came off an election. I guarantee you, we look at the numbers. Yeah, we say 92% of Black women voted. 92% of them voted for Kamala. 87% of the Black men voted for Kamala. How about the percentage of people who never showed their Black ass up to the poll? Kendrick's performance ain't gonna get your Black ass to the poll, which is why when I'm hearing all this talking, because I'm even getting talking from people who tell me Trump was the answer and he's gonna drain the damn swamp. But Kendrick put on the greatest performance and showed all his imagery, and I'm like, wait a minute, Kendrick was talking about the same person you've been telling me that's gonna drain the swamp and make good for America.
Who was telling you that? Black people?
Yes.
Okay.
So you gonna tell me that? Oh my God, you should see how Kendrick's performance is.
Do you listen to Black Trump supporters?
Do I listen to them? Uh-huh. I don't listen to them, but what I'm saying is I hear them. And what I'm saying is, how do you tell me that this was the greatest imagery, and he's talking about the same dude that you've been telling me that was going to be the best for
You're
America?
Talking to the people with a debased mind. It's the people who don't know. One minute you're woke, and the next minute you're one minute you're a Trump supporter, and the next minute you woke.
And I'm like,
What? You know what?
That's why when I'm hearing this talking, I'm like, look.
It's funny that you said that.
And I want to say this. Listen, Kendrick's performance, what I have to say ain't got nothing to do with Kendrick's performance. It's to the people that are talking.
Said, jump in the drain and swamp.
That I'm like, it's the people talking. I'm like,
no. I'm glad you said that, because there have been a lot of Black people who have shared the same sentiment. They're saying, "Oh, now Kendrick's performance is a masterpiece, and he You all woke now, but you were just
telling me that Kamala won this and Trump is the this and the that and that. How the hell?" Hey man, listen. That's why I look and I say I don't trust y'all.
No,
I don't trust y'all, because y'all say whatever's in
I'm
the
telling
moment.
you, I am never, ever going to forget how Black people allowed Tulsi Gabbard to put a fucking key in your back and wound it up, and all they did was say, "Watch this," because if one thing we know niggas like is discourse among themselves. And what y'all do? She ain't even Black. She Indian. Her daddy from Jamaica. Her mama. And y'all did all of this at the behest of a orange man who would sell your Black ass to the lowest bidder for sport. Please understand me. Trump has done more for black people. And every time I say that, I say, tell me, just give me one thing that Trump has done for black people.
Bro,
and if you bring up prison reform and
them broke ass people talk about their
I don't even want to talk about the stimulus check. I don't want to talk about don't get me.
Them broke ass people be talking about their stimulus check that he waited and held it till he got in office to put his
I used to send him, you know, when everybody was going online to check their stimulus, I used to send him the screenshot every morning.
And I had it by.
He had his.
I'd be like, oh, that's messed up shit.
And when they finally sent it to me, it was for like what, $847. I was like, what?
Yeah.
But anyway.
Yeah. But anyway.
Speaking of Trump.
So speaking of Trump, Trump had President Elon Musk in Oval Office
with his
son, like,
who told Trump to shut the fuck up.
like this whole thing.
He told him to shut up.
To first of all, I want you think about it. To have him standing up right there while Trump just set his ass over there and be still and damn near babysit, let you know. Ask yourself this question: Why does Elon Musk have such a prominent role in this? And you know, hell, I remember when me and Shani used to say, "Who was the president, Bush or Cheney?"
Well, we know
because we couldn't. We was like, we always said we always send Musk, right?
Yeah,
and he's not elected.
He's not even an elected official at all.
Also, what is he?
He is a
don't know what is he. What is he?
I don't know. We don't know.
We know where he was born, but he ain't South African.
He is South African.
No, fuck he ain't. He ain't South African.
Yeah.
No. His family came in and colonized from somewhere else. He ain't South African.
Well, you know, they colonized South Africa like they did United States. So that he is. But here is the irony that is never lost on me. The Tangerine toddler went on a full blast, racist, whatever, about Obama being born in Africa. Only for you to put a African in the White House and let him run the country. He is now wanting white South Africans to come and migrate into America because he's saying that white South Africans are being treated very poorly. And if y'all don't know what's going on, black South Africans are going back and taking back their land from the white South Africans who some bought it fairly, but the land was stolen during apartheid, right? Elon Musk is a child of apartheid. Elon Musk wants apartheid to happen in America, and he is putting things in play to make it happen.
And he's a legal immigrant here, and
Trump is allowing it to happen.
He is brother.
Yes.
Yeah, he's a legal immigrant.
So here is what I am still trying to figure out. To you Trump supporters, especially you black ones who were so adamant that Kamala Harris was wrong for the country. She was this, she was that, she was this. Why are y'all pissed, cotton quiet on what's going on right now? Why is it that y'all have not said anything about what's going on? Is it because you're embarrassed? You don't know how to process what's going on? But that's okay. It's not just you. You're not the only people who's having a voter regret. This week we've seen a lot of Hispanics, Mexicans, Latinos, whatever they're being called these days. They have been so upset because, of course, mass deportation is taking place at the workplace. And I thought these were criminals, but rapists and murderers. But man, these rapists and murderers, that must be what they do when they moonlight, because they all go to work during the day.
Because they catch them at work.
And at school. And so a lot of his people in the Hispanic community are making these TikToks and making these long videos about why, in tears, about why Black people are not coming to help. How come Black people aren't protesting? How come Black people aren't speaking out? How come Black people,
especially Not just black people.
Black women.
And that's why we say, I hope you get everything that you voted for.
So I have been all week going back and forth with not only white people, but a lot of Mexicans, Hispanics or Latinos. Um, and one particular question that I'm asking them is, well, first of all, why are you looking for black people to do anything for you? This is what you voted for. 88? Is it 88 or 82? Either way, a huge ass number voted for Trump. Y'all voted for Trump to deport your own selves. You don't burn a bridge and expect for us to send you a boat. That's not how that's going to work, my love. And I know you're not used to that because you are used to black women, really black people, but black women especially saying, okay, fine, we'll go. No, not this time. Because when we say we were resting, we were serious.
Yeah.
That's my first thing. And you should not be looking for black people to help you. It's above us now, sweetheart. Y'all have an internal problem. That's not our problem. That's y'all's problem. Your people voted for this man. He told you day one it was going to be mass deportations. He told you this.
Day one.
Day one.
So when I saw it happen, I was like, oh, this is what you wanted.
This is what you wanted. You thought he was lying? And the Venezuelan lady who was over the Venezuelan for Republicans, whatever, Trump lied to us. Really now? A con man lied? So the leopard is eating your face and we're supposed to feel sorry for you. But riddle me this, Mexicans, Hispanics, Latinos. Why are you asking black people to help you? Why aren't you asking white people? Where is the outrage for white people to stand up and help you? Don't, when you check your race, you check white? Isn't your proximity to whiteness is the reason why you feel like you are so emboldened to vote for a man who told you he's shipping your ass out? But you want us to come help you. No, baby, we're not doing it. We told you we were tired. We told you we were done. And I get it. We say this every time there's something and we always renege. But this time we're not. Because when we said we were done, we were done. And so you can cry and you can snot, you can get mad, you can cuss us out, you can spew all the racial epithets, you can do everything you want to, but guess what? This is what you voted for. And for the Mexican lady who told me specifically, well, they coming for you next, baby. They came for us first.
They ain't never left us alone.
My love, they came for us. But here's the thing: they can't come for me. You want to know why? My grandmother was born here. My great grandmother was born here. My great grandfather was born here. My mother was born here. I was born here. So we might not have been here because we wanted to, but damn it, we're here, and they can't get rid of us. They've tried. They tried. But see, we voted, the majority of us voted for our interest. You voted against your interest. And now you are fucking around and finding out. And it's not our problem. This is not a black person's problem. Again, y'all have an internal issue. Y'all having a civil war. You need to turn to your neighbor and ask your neighbor, why did you vote for me to leave?
Turn to your neighbor and ask.
Neighbor,
why do you want me to board it? Huh? And you know what? And the thing is Tiffany is crazy. Trump brought back plastic straws. Them paper straws do suck. So shout out to you for that, Trump. The thing is that because of the statistical data that showed how black women and black men voted, right? I think there has been a lessening of any of the tension between the two because we have some internal stuff.
Yeah, and we still do,
and we do. But guess what?
But we stand in solidarity on this,
and now we're saying, you know what? And I hope our brothers understand that, like, we keep this. I don't say keep this going because we've been doing it. I've been telling you we was biggest surely, but now we have data to prove. Let's keep doing it. Let's keep showing that, hey, there's a soft place over here.
Mm-hmm.
and we will allow you to guard your soft heart from running out to that fire and this fire. No, 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 no. We here because it's not until we get here that then now we can go out and take on the world, right? Without using resources for anybody else. Remember, I told you I used to always send Shannon stuff from the LULAC website. I was like, see this happen over here. There's no talk about it. Because there was always a conversation of black and brown from the black side, but there was never a brown and black from the brown side unless we were needed in numbers. And where do we see it at? The women's movement. We saw that again in situations where our numbers needed to be had on the Democratic.
That's
movement.
how we got Biden elected.
You know what I'm saying? It was anytime we need you, we go in and we kind of reel you in. But here's the thing: we chilling.
And it feels good.
And so the thing is,
it feels so good.
The thing is that the nature of the woman has been like, you know what? That's not right. We had conversation on the first deportations when they was putting the kids in the aluminum foil.
Yeah.
And I was like,
yeah.
And it wasn't that I didn't say, oh, I didn't care about these kids. What I'm saying is, it's not our fight. And we had conversations on the show, and you used to be like, no, but it's not right.
Now, it's to me the only time I will come up out of my respite is for children, because I don't care. I do not care.
But
and
you got your own.
I do have my own.
And that they get attacked and killed and disappear.
They are. And I'm not negating that. However, a child is a child is a child is a child, regardless. And my cousin and I, who is a Trump supporter, she was pissed off that somebody made a post, a Mexican lady made a post, I think it's a Mexican lady, about how the black teachers are the ones who are saying, we're not going to let anybody mess with these kids while they're here under our tutelage, right? And while the white teachers saying, hey, ICE, come to my school. It's a lot of them over here. And the black teachers are saying, no, we're protecting these children, because that's who we are inherently. We can't get away from that. We are the mothers of the earth. Black women are the mothers of America. When in slave times, when a white woman had her baby, she didn't nurse her own baby. She gave it to a milk nurse.
Question. How has that served you?
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how it served me. What I'm telling you was you are a natural provider. You're supposed to be a natural protector, right?
You see this?
You're supposed to be. Them titties get in the way. I know. Come on, Teach. We gotta go protect the tribe. I'm coming. But what I'm saying is, as a black man, that's exactly what you did. As a black man, you inherently have something in you that makes you want to spring into action.
Only for mine.
Only for yours. I get it. But if you take that and put it into black women, we don't know how to turn it off when it comes to children's what I'm saying. Now other people, yeah, but when it comes to children, we don't know. Most of us don't know how to turn it off. I've seen my cousin say, damn them Mexican kids.
And listen,
which is horrible.
Listen, here's the thing. I want to get one thing clear, because I know somebody will take this and try to run with it. What we're talking about is not a disregard of human life and rights and decency. What we're talking about is nobody comes to our defense.
Nobody.
So we are well within our right to shut off our care and compassion for anybody else outside of ours, because you know what I can't do? I can't be two places at one time.
And I'm not going to be.
And if I run to put your fire out, my house will burn down. So I'm sorry. I have to stay here and stay guarded for mine, because I can't come to yours, because you would never come to mine.
And to your point, we actually are tired of coming back to our homes and they're burnt down. And then we look around and we're like, so is somebody going to help me rebuild? Because while I was helping you put out your fire, mine crashed, burned down in ashes, and now
Nobody can.
now I'm here to. And so, and this here's also the reason why, the biggest reason why, not A, y'all didn't listen, and B, we're tired. We're exhausted. We literally have nothing else to give because we have given it all. We are tired. As a collective people, we are tired. Okay. So listen, again, y'all voted for this. I hope you get everything you voted for. Speaking of somebody else who was fucking around and finding out, white people, specifically white farmers. Oh my God. The white tears are astounding. I mean, we can all go get a canoe and just in the white tears. The farmers who voted for Trump, when economic people who do this for a living, right? People who say, if you vote for Trump, this is going to be detrimental to you, to your livelihood, to your family, to your business, to your crops, to your personal economy. Economists told us before Trump even economists told us before Kamala even took her Kamala took her place as the candidate from the Democratic Party. They told us that Trump winning will completely destroy the American economy.
Goldman Sachs and all the rest of them said the same thing.
Elon Musk said, well, that's what America needs. They need it. Yes. And Trump has said, yeah, it's going to hurt for a little bit, but we need this. But you know who can afford food, eggs, vacations, new homes? Elon Musk.
Oh yeah.
Donald Trump. You know who can't? The white voters who voted for Trump, who are now crying and throwing their hats away and saying, my whole life, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I've been doing this all my life and I've lost the biggest contracts.
The union workers who were campaigning for Trump, who said this feels like a kick in the gut.
A kick in the gut.
The teachers who said, oh, I didn't vote for him to defund the education. The politicians in Arizona that are saying, yo, we are about to be poor because our policies are putting us this way. We allow people to come into the country and learn about institutions, and then we tell them they can't be here because of the immigration policies, and they take their learning all the way back to their country and give them all of the knowledge that we gave. And we have a situation to where we don't fix our production level because we're trying to kick people out, then we're going to be in serious problem. And these are Republican in states like Arizona who we know vote red.
I hope you get what you voted for.
Absolutely.
And here's the thing. We all said you do understand that mass deportation is going to bankrupt us as a country because those people are instrumental in how we receive our food, our goods, our produce.
Try to get a bathroom remodel right now. It's rough.
But you know what I hate? And I hate this as an American because I try to be self-aware. I hate this as an American. I hate the fact that we're saying, don't send these people away because they do the jobs and we don't want to. They are our help. And instead of saying, don't send these people away because they are humans and they are trying to escape to a better life. And we're supposed to be the country. Give us your free. Give us your hungry. Give us your.
Can I help you on that too?
No.
Also,
I didn't ask for help.
I want to though. Also, the Republican Party is the party of the Christian, right?
No.
No, that's what they say. This is what they say. And all of the things that you go against are very biblical.
Well,
and the thing is that the Republicans are now telling their pastors who preach the actual doctrine of Jesus Christ himself, they're saying that don't work anymore and that's weak. So we have gotten to a point to where they're even saying preachers don't even preach this stuff because that's weak and that doesn't work anymore.
Let me tell you something. The reason why Republicans, conservatives, MAGA, Christians have traded in their Christ from Jesus to Trump is because Trump is everything that Christ wasn't. Christ was weak, he was meek, he was mild, he moved in love, he moved in empathy. Trump is none of those things. And to them, those things that Christ preached and was and taught is weakness. Christ got caught and crucified. That's weak.
That was what Donald Trump said. I like my heroes not to get caught.
Trump moves in a way that is brash. It's harsh. It's ugly. It's divisive. It's all the things that they love, and he speaks to them. And it makes you wonder, if they're supposed to be the party of Christ, then that's because they've been playing church this whole time.
Mm-hmm.
And they've set up and they've played church, and they let some people like Paula White,
who used to have a space in a lot of black churches. Let's not forget that.
So I know like Paula White, but
she used to have a lot of access to black churches.
But we're gonna have to do a whole show on black churches.
I'm ready.
And Christianity and how it relates to black people and the crutch that it has black people in. Now, Christianity itself, I mean the real Christianity, how it's supposed to be done, where is that? That does not exist in America. Okay.
So, but I want to say this as we close. When we talk about, I hope you get everything you voted for, I'll never forget, there was a lady that got interviewed who voted for Obama. Not Obama. She voted for Trump after Obama's last term. Her husband was a coal mine worker. Under the Obamacare insurance, she was getting $600 a month because her husband passed away in the coal mines. She knew that if Trump got in, he would undo all of the payments that she was getting from Obama. Well, she still voted for Trump, and her monthly payment went down to, I think, $34, if I remember. And they asked her, why would you vote for a man who was going to take away $600 a month, and that was all the income you were getting? And her answer was, well, he said he was going to bring the coal jobs back. And my question to her dumb ass is, you 80 years old. You can't work in a damn coal mine. Again, why would you vote against your best interest? So that's when we say we hope you get everything you voted for. That's what we're talking about. I was so glad that lady lost her $600 because guess what? She asked for it. And I hope she's able to stretch those 34 funky ass dollars that she was getting because she wanted somebody to come in and repeal Obamacare. But I'm pretty sure her dumb ass thought the America Affordable Health Care was something different. Because you know what? She's a dumbass. And this is the last podcast. Make sure to follow us on Facebook. It is The Last Podcast 1. Instagram is _ The Last Podcast. On TikTok, it is The Last Podcast. And on YouTube, it is The Last Podcast Show. Immigration, I hope that works out for y'all. Because let me tell you something. This cup was full of ice. And I know ice scares a lot of people right now. And that's what you voted for.
Why are you going like that, dumbass? Put on $34. This has been The Last Podcast. I was ready to say with her dumb